of my favorite memories that I have with student community is the first time that I played in the band at Ignite, and I completely messed up and made a total fool of myself, but Mark just kind of smiled and laughed with me and we went along with it, but it was a good time anyways. In the past 4 years of being in student community, I probably would have changed that outside of going to youth events and church on Wednesdays, that I would have made more of an effort to talk to and hang out with friends outside of that. But things I would have kept the same is the attendance that I had. I was very good on making it to Wednesday night services and always trying to help out with all the activities we do, such as do something, and going on summer serve. And I think that was probably the best thing I did. Student community has been important to me because it's been a good place for me to go to get away from all the extra worries and just have fun with friends, play some crazy games, and later we get serious and we actually delve into the Bible and learn about God, and it's just been a really good place to go and make good friends and have a lot of fun at the same time. Student community has really helped me in my walk with Christ by being a consistent place to go, to worship, to study, and consistent source of accountability for myself. I mainly want to thank Carrie for always being there, even since I was just a little kid. She remembers me being in the nursery, and as I've been growing up, she's always been there through all the different leaders, helping leaders, and youth pastors. She's always been there, consistently asked if there's problems and been willing to help. I want my legacy in student community to be of a person who's always willing to help, not just the guy who stands up on stage and plays guitar and is loud and goofs around, but somebody who, when it comes down to it, can really contribute to the conversation that we're having and really be someone to lean on for when people need help. Just no matter what happens in your life, just always make an effort with God and in your relationship with Him. And by attending student community activities, that helps so much. And even though things might seem super dark and difficult, just keep your attendance up, keep showing up, and it'll raise your spirits and it'll help you in the long run.
Well, I have been a part of student community for 7 years now. I started when I was in 6th grade, and I have been able to see student community change and evolve and being able to be a part of that process, which has been a great opportunity. I've seen many winter retreats. Each one has been amazing. Many summer serves and all the events and trips and mud pit messy games. And I have truly loved every single second of student community. It has impacted my life in ways that I will not even be able to express now, or that I will probably ever really even know in my life. It has really been that constant throughout my week that I've been able to rely on, and it has been a solid rock of truth that I can turn to in the midst of the ugliness and the brokenness in the world in which I live and go to school in. And for that, I could not be more thankful. I mean, really, my heart is just overflowed with the blessing that I have been given and that we all have been given for this place that we can come that is a safe place, that is filled with people who love us and support us and are living godly lives alongside of us. I can't even imagine how my life would be different without student community. Even if I still went to church on Sundays and everything, I know that I would probably still have a relationship with Christ, but I'm sure that it would be very artificial and just kind of floaty. But with student community, I have been surrounded by people who love God in the same way that I do and work at their own relationships with Christ. And I have encountered questions and challenges that have provoked me to seriously consider what it is that I believe and how I can live that out. And it has provided me with a weekly reminder of what it is that I live for and how I can stay focused on that. But SC does not happen all by itself. It was really through the adult leaders that make it possible and that have helped me to develop my walk with Christ. So I would like to thank them more so as a group right now, simply because I'm sure I would forget someone and I'd feel awful, but also because it would take a long time because I have so much that I could say about everyone. So I'd like to, first of all, point out how much time is put into student community, not only on Wednesdays or during the events, but even just to send a quick text to people throughout the week, or to get coffee or chat outside of church, or to come support us at our school events really just amazes me, and I so appreciate that very much. And thank you for all of you for your love and your support and encouragement that is constant all of the time, that has helped so immensely in ways that go out beyond just relationship with Christ, just to develop our own in our life. It just helps very much. But thank you for calling us out on things if we need it, but being merciful and kind and loving at the same time. And thank you for providing such godly examples in your own lives that we've been able to look up to and model our own lives after. And thank you also for teaching us the Word and the truth that it holds, so that we can apply that throughout our lives. And thank you also for just the other little things here and there, like I said, like going to school events. Even if it's not my own event, I appreciate that just as much as if it were something that you're supporting me in, if you're supporting other students. I think that is really awesome, and it goes way beyond the job description, I think, of an adult leader. So there's so much more that I could say, but just know that I appreciate you all so very, very much, and I thank you with all of my heart. And so my little bit of advice or words of wisdom that I could leave are for juniors now and the juniors to come. And that would be primarily just to make your senior year how you are, and don't try to fill the exact roles of the seniors that came before you. Just be your own leader, and how you lead is perfect. And don't be caught up in trying to fill the how the senior leaders are before you. I know that your year will be perfect, and it will feel weird at first, but just keep on chugging and don't lose hope. Don't check out right at the beginning. So I can't wait to see how student community grows even more and becomes so much more amazing than it is now. And that's all.
My favorite student community memories are ones of when we went to different events, or like summer serves or winter retreats, different things like that. But one specific memory I have is summer serve of 2009 when it was here in Newark. And we had this rap battle between the two different groups that were part of summer serve, and that was just those memories of camaraderie and just having fun, and also like serving others. If I could rewind the last 4 years, I would make sure that I would go out of my way to talk to people that were new and that were incoming to Ignite or whatever event we were having with the youth group, because a lot of my friends now are people that had just come into the church, and it wasn't until later that I started talking to them. So if I had talked to them previously, I would be better friends with them. Something that I would keep the same is my relationships with everyone that is in the youth group, because those relationships are really close, and I feel that I've done a good thing by making those friends. Student community is really important to me, because as I moved here in 7th grade, it gave me a place to meet people that loved God and that were also my age. And it gave me a place to fit in, especially when, after coming here from somewhere else, I didn't feel like I fit in. And further along, as I got to make those relationships and those connections, it really gave me a way to work through my problems, because I knew that there were people around me that would be there for me whenever I really needed them. Student community has really helped me with my walk with Christ, because as I was growing up in the church, my faith was in the baby stage, but as I got to student community, it really helped my faith grow, and it helped me redefine my faith and my relationship with God, and I'm really thankful for that. First off, I would like to thank all the leaders that have been throughout student community, because it has grown and changed, and there have been a lot of different people in and out, but I just want to say thank you to everyone that has been there. But most importantly, I want to thank Mark Tenney for giving me a place to grow in my talents, and especially in the youth group. How I want to be remembered in student community is as a servant and as a leader. Finding ways to serve by, you can be up front and you can do announcements, or you can play an instrument, or you can be behind the scenes doing PowerPoint or sound or whatever. It doesn't matter, because you're serving those around you, and that is how you're most like Christ. The last thing I would like to say is, don't be afraid to be open with other people, because that person, you may be afraid of them now, but they could be your best friend, and they could really help you out in times that are really tough. So I really encourage you to go out and make those connections with other people.
My favorite memory of student community was 30-hour famine. I really enjoyed this time because we fasted for 30 hours, and it really I put myself in a place of someone. Although it wasn't as extreme, you were able to feel it a little bit and kind of get what they're feeling. During the time at 30-hour famine, we did activities where we took on a disability that they might have and did these activities to see what it might be like. I've only been here for about 2 years now, and something that I would have changed when I first got here is I would have came out of my bubble more and tried to connect with people. I was kind of closed and stuck to one person, and never tried to meet new people. And that's something I worked on the second year I was here, which is something that I would like to keep. I would have kept the same, is join as many activities as you can. They really help. It helped me build connections with different people that I wouldn't have ever thought I would have connected with. Student community has been important to me in a lot of ways. One being that I don't have too many things where I'm involved in the church. Like, I go to church on Sundays, and then we have a Bible study on Mondays, but then the rest of the week I have nothing. So student community is a Wednesday, so I have one more opportunity of worshiping God. And also I've met a lot of people here, and I've been able to make connections with them and just build better relationships, people I can trust and keep me accountable. Student community has helped me with my walk with Christ, because the messages that whoever is speaking, those messages, and also the leaders and small group times have challenged me to connect with people who I'm not generally connected with, to reach out to everyone. I want to personally thank all the leaders who helped me when I first arrived here to try and break me out of my shell. I was very antisocial when I got here, but you guys made me feel really welcome, and I didn't want to not come back here. I want people to remember me in student community as always being positive and never looking at a situation negatively. Also, I want to be remembered as a person that can be in a situation and have fun, but when it comes down to it, to be serious and have a good discussion. Lastly, I just want to encourage you, speaking from experience, to really try and connect with student community by going to the different activities they offer. It really helps because you're yourself when you go to these activities, and everybody else is themselves, and you can just connect a lot better.
Something I'm always going to remember about student community are the relationships that I was able to form here among the leaders and also my fellow students. Looking back on my 2 years as a part of student community, I would have really liked to have changed. When I first got in, I was very closed off, and I wasn't very open to discussion with people. And as I kind of went along this journey of student community, I think I've really learned how to be open with people and how to relate with people. And so I would continue that if I had more time as a part of student community, of just being open and building relationships with those that need someone in their lives. Student community became very important to my life just because I was able to live life among those who were reaching for Christ. We could live life together and kind of learn and grow together as we walk this path. And it also provided an outlet for me to express what I was feeling openly and kind of be who I am. And that ultimately really guided me to who I am at this point in my life. Stepping into student community, I had very little knowledge of what it meant to be a Christ follower. I knew that I loved the Lord, but I had no idea what that would entail. And through the messages that were taught and also the leaders here and also my fellow students, I really developed my own knowledge as to what a Christian truly is, and I think it's just going to keep on growing. I would really like to thank the leaders here as a part of student community. They've had consistent presence, which is an amazing thing, and I've really gotten connected with them, and it's so important to have adults in your life that will keep you accountable. I'd also like to thank the students for their vibrancy and also their individuality, and it's really helped me grow and know who I am. I hope that I'm remembered as someone who was always willing to listen and kind of be that person to provide a willing ear. And to my fellow students, you are absolutely stunning creations, and I hope that you are able to recognize that. And I know that times are tough and you may feel alone, but please know that there are leaders and students around you that are so willing to wrap you in their love.
My favorite student community memory would be the long van rides to Winter Retreat when it was in Ripley, and the experiences at Winter Retreats. Just the growing in community with each other and learning about Christ together. If I could rewind the past 4 years in student community, I would try to be more outgoing like I was, and not in, I don't know the word I'm thinking of. And I would just try to be more of a leader to everyone around me. Student community is important to me because it's something that for the past 7 years, it has been a constant. I know it's there every Wednesday night. I know that the people are here, and I can go to them, I can talk to them, I can trust them. And the relationship, my relationship with Christ through student community has increased so much, and the people help with their building their relationships with me. I would like to actually thank the leaders and for their leadership, obviously. They are there when we need them. It doesn't matter what time it is, they're there. Specifically Karis Guy, she's been a constant through the past 7 years. She's been here since I was really obnoxious, and so her, and then there's Olivia and all the others. They've grown, they've helped me grow, and not only my relationship with Christ, but like as a human, like into the woman I am today. For student community, I want my legacy to be kind of behind the snes, like Christ-like, trying to serve when needed, helping even when I'm not needed, I try. And I want others to be encouraged to do that, because I am an introvert. I like my little area and it's nice, and I don't want to leave it. So for me to be able to serve with being an introvert, it makes me feel important, and I want to encourage others to find a way to do that. For me, I would want the incoming students to think, I want them to know that the leaders, they're there for a reason, and you don't have to be afraid of them. You can talk to them about whatever, and they're there for you, and that is amazing. The support that student community has in your life is phenomenal. It's amazing.